The first starts off, we started this thing with, we actually had 2 motors in a short block and ran the whole year. And everybody didn't expect us to last a month.
In the early days when we first started, the goals were to make it to the end of the year, to finish the year, finish the season.
Well, I mean, what I would do with the boys, they would, if they wasn't running a certain spot, they had to pull out to save the motors. So I did that. I never look back because you're not going to make it. I'm one of them, well, I'll figure out some way or somehow to do it. And so that's what I did.
For me, I was 19 years old. My dad comes up with the idea to go race the World of Outlaw Tour. Truthfully, looking back on it, I didn't understand what to be an outlaw meant. I didn't understand what it meant to be a driver, somebody to live on the road for 9 months out of the year. I didn't understand what it took to work on the cars and be a professional racer with professional drivers in the World of Outlaws series.
When I first started, it was just Jacob, my grandfather, and I, and then some fans or friends that might show up at the track that might help put fuel in the car. Jacob and I, both raced for nothing. My grandpa paid our food, that was about it. And we just got to live our dream and be on the World of Outlaw Tour and see the country and race in all these different parts of the country.
So our team, as far as Logan and myself and our operation pulling into Volusia the first year, was totally not respected at all. We were made fun of, people joked about us, those sorts of things. So now you pull in, and a lot of people in today's age or 10 years later didn't watch us grow, but guys like Brad Sweet and Gravel and Donnie and Sides and all these people who watched us grow on every year being on the Outlaw Tour with us, there's a respect.
Down the back straightaway for the final time. Logan Schuchart, it's taken 3 years, but you are now a World of Outlaws winner.
Cedar Lake was definitely very special to me. I just kind of, remember struggling for a year or two. I've raced go-karts since I was a very little kid and can remember at least winning a few races every year. And then once we joined the World of Outlaws, there was 2 years where we didn't win a race, and it was just kind of a struggle for me, being a kid out here, for the most part, just like I said, my grandfather, Jacob, and I, and just struggling, getting beat by the best of the best every night, wondering if this is, if I was going to be able to do this, if our team was going to be able to get to that level that we wanted to be at.
I mean, naturally you want them both to succeed. You want them to have them being tied for winning the race, running first and second. When one's down, you like seeing the other ones go, get there too without saying much. I mean, it's definitely an emotional struggle. You want to see them both be successful, I'll put it that way.
White flag waving for Jacob Allen at Dodge City Raceway Park. 3/8 of a mile. Back straightaway for the final time. It finally happens for Jacob Allen. He is a World of Outlaws winner.
I don't know if I really felt like Dodge City was like a validation for me. It was obviously a memorable moment, my first World of Outlaws win and things like that. And it's never easy to win a World of Outlaws race by any means. I felt like the validation started, last year of going out there and winning at Lake Ozark, and then Lincoln kind of like gave me that validation.
It's grown since then to, there's been people that have been along since the very beginning, like Marty Thompson, who has helped start our team and get us on the road, talk my grandfather into it. Mark Pell, who has been around since the very beginning. And then it grew to land in big-time sponsors like Dryden, Duramax, C&D Rigging, and build it up to this level. So it's definitely come a long way in 10 years. The progression of where we've been on the racetrack, as far as how Jacob and I have progressed as drivers.
Every year I've seen an improvement. It's an improvement of pass and slide jobs, how to think on the racetrack, how to move around. Like Logan at Eldora the other day when he won. He did the right moves to win from Rico, being right there. Like I've seen other drivers do. And then actually, same thing for Jacob. he got his car figured out for the feature, and he came up to 7th the first night, 6th the next night.
That's one thing I see. So we've been able to establish our team and work very hard at it, and our bond has never been broken, which is a very essential part of the success that we've continued to have. But to me, respect is the biggest thing, and people definitely don't make fun of our operation anymore. If anything, we use our experiences and things like that to help other teams that are coming up through the process and not give them that same kind of, make fun of or disrespect or anything like that. We are in a position and a story that can give back and help smaller teams that might not necessarily believe in themselves have some motivation to believe in themselves and not give up.